Shemai, hello, welcome back to Griffiths Graphics. Today we're going to do something a bit different on the channel. So, on the YouTube channel at the moment, there's a lot of variety of topics. There's branding, logo design, and a lot of behind the scenes photography, talking about photography, and just going out and adventures. And that's what this channel is all about. It's bringing a bit of informal, fun, and personal challenges and briefs for myself. Because being a graphic designer or being a creative, we can't stand still. We can't sit and do the same thing every day. Being a creative, the industry is always moving. If you're going to sit there and do the same thing all the time, you're going to be left in the dark. You have to keep moving, keep challenging yourself, keep setting boundaries, keep setting targets and little goals for yourself and little challenges. Put some personal briefs out there. So that's why I do these adventures. I go on road trips, go on walks, and I put myself out of my comfort zone to challenge myself. Same with graphic design, doing the logo challenges, like the Drop It challenge. I have to design a logo within 20 minutes, but also it makes a bit of a fun aspect of it. So this is what the channel is all about. It's giving a bit of a personal insight into what I enjoy about being creative and how you can do a lot of fun things with being creative. And one of the big ones I like is going on adventures and geeking out on history because I'm in a different location. But a big thing I need to talk a lot more about is branding. And if you're following Griffiths Graphics, the business side, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I talk quite a bit about branding. And a lot of my work is branding focused because that's what I've specialised in and that's what I'm primarily focused in. Like with graphic design, it's quite a big spectrum. You can be in print, you could be in digital, you could be in websites, you can animation. You, as a graphic designer, you learn to be a graphic designer and then you almost follow your path. And branding and designing logos is something I really enjoy because it's something I've been doing since I was a kid. Designing logos for little projects I've been doing and so on. But branding is unique because a lot of people don't understand the importance of branding, and that's why I try to push about it quite a bit, because branding is an investment for any business, right? Whether you're a small startup to a large corporate established business, it's a massive investment and it's worthwhile getting it correct and professional, because out there these days there's a lot of graphic design template based platforms, Canva, AI generators and so on. They're great for quick fixes, but in the long run you're going to struggle because the branding isn't bespoke to yourself. You're guaranteed to come across someone with the same logo as you or something similar. So branding needs to be a rooted thing for every business. Okay, so in this video I want to start introducing more branding videos to the channel, and one of my favorite things I like doing is going on a platform called Brand New. Okay, and Brand New is a news platform for graphic designers. Okay, so it's almost like it's like the Daily Mail but for graphic designers. So in this platform you're able to see what's new on the market, so what new brands or what redesigns have been made and so on. So today I'm going to go on Brand New and have a look at branding projects that have been done with brands you might know. Okay, and you probably haven't noticed that they have had a change, but some have had quite a big change and has ruffled a few feathers. Jaguar, if you haven't watched Jaguar video, check the videos down below because I did speak about Jaguar and we might come across it again in this platform. So I have looked at 3 on here already and I love them. Okay, one of them you probably haven't heard of, and the other 2 you guaranteed have heard of. So the first one, I'm going to click down here. So this is the platform, website. Okay, so over the last couple of months, so these are new companies with new brands. Okay, so that was the Secure Cloud Plus, so they've changed it to that. Personally, I quite like the orange one, to be honest. But that's the thing, like that's this website, you can sign in and drop your own comments on what you think of it. So Alpen apparently has changed as well, and I'm not sure what they're going for with that, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get straight into it, and I'm going to pick this one down here, okay? So the reason I'm picking GF Smith, okay? So GF Smith, so I want to start with this brand because GF Smith, for many of you, you probably don't know what GF Smith is. I've been very fortunate to actually visit GF Smith, and GF Smith is a paper-based company, okay? So they manufacture paper, and they've been around for a while, and they're probably one of the most prestigious paper-based companies in UK. So GF Smith, very traditional, very direct, very, all about the traditional history, but their paper is very modern. They're pushing boundaries in the manufacturing. They're bringing sustainable paper, recycled paper, and so on. So it's about time they start thinking about, right, let's start to do a rebrand. So their old branding is, well, basically it's direct. It's GF Smith with a dot, okay? So you could say it's very direct because black and white, plain as paper, but also it's GF Smith with that dot. So that dot also represents pressure. Okay, so manufacturing, it goes into the pressure of making paper, okay? So it represents that. The capitals, it's very strong, bold, traditional. So you can picture that being an historic brand, right? So recently, they've had a new rebrand, and it's probably it's the complete opposite, okay? GF Smith, big blue background, pink in colour. Obviously, those aren't just the colours, these are just, it's a flexible brand. So that's the logo and identity. That's the logo, how you'll see it. But their colours will change. It's a variable brand, okay? So that will work on everything. It's putting paper on the map, okay? So not many people understand the paper process. As graphic designers, we look into paper. So, for example, I've got here the most recent Rolling Project magazine. And I actually took about 2 to 3 months to actually pick this paper. So the paper is actually sustainable paper fallen from trees that have fallen, okay? But also it's printed with a sustainable ink base, but the paper is also designed to hold photography quite well with high quality, okay? So a lot of thinking goes into paper, and this is what GF Smith has done, is almost brought their brand up to date, but also putting people, like making people aware of paper manufacturing and making it something people will look at. So that's what I love about this brand already, okay? Excuse me. Anyway, let's get into a bit more detail on GF Smith, right? So this brand, this is how I was talking about it, how it would change on different colours. The GF Smith is a smile. That logo creates a character. It creates a pleasing, friendly character. But it's not the shape. It's not how they've put it as well. It's actually the typeface. So when people think of branding, when you go, if you're a business and you ask someone for a brand, they'll probably give you a logo and some fonts and colour. But this brand and a lot of branding we've been doing, we consider all aspects. We create a big package for a company. We think, right, a font has to be correct for this business, the colours need to be correct, and so on. But some companies go a bit further, okay? So graphic designer, as I mentioned before, graphic design is a large spectrum, and over time you almost fall into different things. So whatever you like. So you could be a print and digital, you could be web developer, you could be into motion graphics. I've loved branding, but there is other designers out there who fall into font or typeface design, okay? So GF Smith has actually got a typeface designed for themselves. So it's not just because of how they put it. It's not like I've picked a font or they've picked a font and then just put it into a smile. This typeface is designed for them. So even if you didn't see that icon, you would still identify it as GF Smith because you've got the typeface. So for example here, these are using the GF Smith typeface. So here now is how you would identify that's GF Smith straight because it's the typeface, okay? This is another clever way they've done it, is how they've considered how the signage and the wayfinding of the brand would work. So this is in the manufacturing, for example. So their signposted in a quirky paper-based way. And paper is quite a modern thing these days. People are reverting back. It's almost like the vinyl record player. People prefer to get a physical copy, a good physical copy than a bad print. Okay, so with this, print is coming back. They're pushing print, but also they're putting print on the map. It's like people can go and visit this little shop so I went to visit their space in London, and it was amazing. I went it was during university, to be honest. I went there, and me and a couple of mates, we were loving the place because, in a way, it felt like you walked into Clark's or like a shoe shop, and instead of shoes on the shelf, you had these bright coloured brick walls, but they were all paper boxes with all these different papers, and you would put your hand in them, and all paper would be different textures. So it was quite a nice experience, and you smelt the paper. So you can see how enthusiastic I am about paper. Anyway, but that's how they've almost encapsulated this in GF Smith's branding. Like, I'm dying to go back just to see this. And it's encapsulate that my passion about paper and the excitement that graphic designers have with this type of thing. So it's very graphic design focused. It's very focused for their clients, for designers, for large publishing companies. You can see it's designed for them, but also it's giving that intrigueness for people like yourselves who aren't probably interested. If you're not interested in paper, you're probably still interested to go and visit this because it's quite a colourful, bold, and it's quite a quirky place you want to visit. Okay, so that's what I really love about this. And to be honest, there has been quite a debate on this brand. A lot of people don't like it, some do, and I definitely on that. I really like it. I think it still keeps a bit of tradition, like the homey font of the typeface. So the typeface here it does have that essence of traditional in it, but also has that flow, so it feels like it's being manufactured. It follows the paper, like these circles with the eye on the homey side bit. It almost feels like with paper manufacturing, it goes round into rolls, so it feels like that. Like it's a playful typeface, but it works. Like this is again. So when you're looking at branding, a brand should be considered from the smallest of details, and this is one of my favourite things. Is GF Smith. So this is like the carabiners, the colour palette type thing. If you go into B&Q or somewhere and you get the library of different colours, this is what this is, and it has different textures on paper and colours. Instead of putting that logo straight in the centre, they've put it on the side a little bit, just so it enhances that smile factor. So it's just the little things, you know. And yeah, again, the boxes, it brings up the colour, and I love it. So that's like how a brand works. It's not just a logo. Okay, so yeah, you'll see that. Oh, okay, it works. Yeah, fine. But when you put it together, that's how it works. Okay, so that's what branding is. It's not just that logo. Okay, so that's how brand works. Okay, so let's get into the next one, and the next one is Walmart. Okay, so Walmart owns Asda, and Walmart is a massive supermarket in the America, and you might know it. Some of you do know Walmart. So then recent is they've dropped the typeface to focus mainly on the little logo or the star, the sunflower, the flower, which I really like. And they've, again, I think there's a trend happening now where it was once a modern thing or a contemporary trend where it was almost like pastel, cloudy colour, but that's changed. It's gone very direct, solid colour, and that's what I love about it. Yellow and blue, probably one of my favourite colour combination, just because my primary school when I was a kid, we had a yellow and blue yellow top, blue shorts as our sports kit, and I love the colours. So I think it's a nostalgic thing for myself. Anyway, let's get back into it. So the old font, right, or old typeface, it mimics the icon or the identifier. So the new identifier, the logo mark here, this flower or the vector, it mimics that. So when you look at the font here, you've got this curve on the A's. These almost represent the curves on the logo itself, on the mark. So, and you see it on the W there. So, you know, it shows consistency. But when I first saw this, I was wondering, well, they must have changed the typeface as well, because that typeface wouldn't work with this. Because if you put that font onto this colour and how that represents, it just doesn't make sense. The psychology side of it, that's all right, makes it dated. That font looks dated, that typeface. So when I went did a bit more research, I had a quick look, and my god, they have actually done a full rebrand, and they've gone full sans serif, which I love. Direct bold, but also keeping it lowercase with a big W, and I love it. It's modern. It's almost a bit, again, it's friendly, but also it's striking, as in it's bold and it's bold, striking, and it just enhances the contemporary side of it. So you can see the blue, solid blue everywhere, yellow, and then how it can be played. You know, you still see the different weights in color and the font weights. Again, positioning, how the icon is on the box. It's just little things that make a massive difference and big impact. So personally, that's a great another rebrand, and it's just a great way to modernize a brand. See, simple layout, clean, direct, follows almost like that. Reminds me of the old Windows mobiles, like the 464, when they start bringing out the digital touch. Clean, direct, love it. So I'm a big fan of Walmart's rebrand, and you can see again, it's not just the logo. You got the identifier, that star that could be worked on anything. It's a corporation. It's a umbrella, because at the end of the day, Walmart owns Asda, I think. So that's the identifier. But then you've got Walmart. You've probably got Asda. You've got other businesses underneath as well. So it all works. So that's how branding works. It's just you're creating an atmosphere, you're building relationship, you're building emotions. You see I'm excited with this. Okay? So that's what branding is. That's what logo is. It's creating a good brand. Okay? So the next one is PayPal. So everybody has PayPal. Well, most of you have. Anyway, PayPal have reached out to Pentagram. Pentagram is probably one of those prestigious branding companies in the world. They're based in New York, and they're like 4 or 5 floors of just graphic designers, photographers, illustration. They're one of the biggest agencies in the world, and they're based in London, New York, California, all these places, and they've come up with this. So there's not much of a difference when you look quick. The biggest one, they've dropped the PP vector, but also stopped the italic or the slanted view of the font or the typeface, and they've just gone bang, slap it like that. And this page on brand new doesn't make it justice, right? I can see the first thing personally from looking at these two is I'm glad they've dropped the PP, because that was quite dated. It doesn't look nice, okay? But it could have been done differently. Okay, so the aim with my brand, so with Griffiths Graphics, it's a G, but there's a second G on the back if you look at it. So they could have done something similar and have played with it. But my brand is all based onto the font. It's a typeface-based brand. So even though I've got that vector, that's identifier, the typeface works throughout. So they've dropped the vector, but just kept with this typeface. But they've chosen a new typeface which hasn't got the round. So you can see here they've got rounded tops. So instead of that, they've gone bang, back to the proper slab serif, like serif font, sharp cuts, straight in your face, okay? And I like it. That straight away modernizes it. That little thing, just that, get rid of that little curvature and just make it like a square, has modernized it just like that, right? And when you look into PayPal and what they've done, it's very clever. So they use a different way of doing branding. So this is why I wanted to show PayPal in this video, is because PayPal are doing a motion brand. So their motion visuals, or their visual language, is emotional. So it's always moving, it's updating, it's showing PayPal in a different way. So instead of having pictorials, so I've got the photography vector and the computer, PayPal are representing PayPal as a brand through the way we use PayPal. Okay, so you swipe PayPal to pay, or you tap it and so on. So their brand is all about motion, so how the logo moves, and additional how it fits within our way of using PayPal, if you get me. So if I show you this, let me show you this. So this is how they do it. So straight away, love that color scheme and how they've done that. Again, going back to positioning, how just a little bit of positioning can really enhance your brand. Okay. So this is a playful way. So that's exactly how they've done it. Okay. So it's a movable brand. It's all based on motion, introducing the identity on different ways we use it, what it gives us, what PayPal gives us, freedom, it gives us to pay for experiences, food, meeting friends. That's what it's all about. Okay, the A's modify. It's almost like a Google. That's the best way to explain it for a lot of people, is it's like a Google. So if you look back at PayPal, the logo has almost got reverted back to 2000s, I would have said, right? So the colours are similar, but they feel like it's gone back to 2014 colour palette. So it looks like they've gone back to 2014 colour palette, but then maybe 2000 style of font. Without the A, it's actually not. So stick with the colour font. Anyway, this is how they play. Bold, smart. It is smarter, to be honest. It just looks modern, okay? And that's what I love about it. This is the colour, white, black. Bespoke brand typeface. So the typeface is designed for PayPal, so PayPal Pro. So again, similar to GF Smith, the typeface has been designed for this brand. So that's a brand identity there. So little animations, how it works. Love this, how they set this up. And then posters. It's modern. It's bringing PayPal. It's like gunning for Monza and Revolt and places like that, because these new banking systems, they're all playful and modern, and this is what PayPal are doing. This is a reason why I wanted to show you branding in this way to start off with, is because branding is more than just a logo or a font choice. It's everything, okay? If you're asking someone to do a brand, and there's a reason why people spend time and money on branding, because you get this. Things are considered. Graphic designers they're not just artists. Design is not art, really. It's designers. We learn to be psychologists almost. We analyze how people work with different creative assets. So how a colour emphasises a reaction. So it's all about persuasion and how we influence reaction. And that's what building a brand is. We take a brief and we break it down and we build it back up. We don't just slap things together. Things are considered, placement of things. It's down to the font, typeface, colour palette, brand language. PayPal here, this page in itself with pentagram, it explains it to a T. Branding is more than just that. So when you're next thinking about branding, having a redesign, make sure you think about this, not not think about short term, I need a logo. Branding is how you emphasize your community, your clientele. It's how you create connection, relationships. Okay, this is what branding's all about. So with that, thank you for watching this video on reviewing some brands. Let me know which one you prefer, because I'm more on humming and hawing. I like PayPal, but GF Smith, I've got a bit of a personal touch with. I like GF Smith because I think it's quite quirky what they've done. They've really gone complete polar opposite. So it's almost like a business B2B business more than a B2C or business to consumer. So like PayPal, for example. But yeah, let me know what you think. PayPal, GF Smith, or Walmart. Yeah, let me know which one you prefer. In the next video, we'll probably do another branding orientated video. If you like this type of stuff, looking at other brands, let me know, because I quite enjoy it. If you look at, there's a Jaguar video down below, which I had a rant about Jaguar, because I'm a massive petrol head and I don't like what they've done, but I could see why they've done it, and it makes me a bit like, fair play. So click below to watch that video, and I might do another review on Jaguar, because I don't know, I'm not a fan of their new car, but it's slowly growing on me a little bit. So yeah, we might do a video on that. Anyway, catch you in the next video. Diolch yn fawr am gwylio. Thank you very much. Catch you soon.